Greetings, ones and ones. It's your girl Siobhan on another episode of Let's Chat. You do know we have Behind the Music series, and we also recently started Let's Chat. All right, we're going to be talking about some topical issues that we all think about and talk about on a regular basis. And the last time I was here, we spoke about purpose. So if you're at work, grab some juice, grab some water, grab some coffee, or a little rum and Pepsi. The boss not for no joke. No drinking on the job. Don't listen to me. All right. You can grab some of that, and let's have an edifying chat today. All right. So part 2. So today I'm going to present on 7 ways to walk in purpose. You know your homegirl prepare and thing when a girl have her notes and all these things? Yes, I have my notes and I thought about it. I'm not do nothing unless I pray. So I had to pray about it. Everything with them pray. Yeah. I don't care how religious this sounds. This is just my thing. You have some persons speak affirmations. They do a little dance or they sing something before they do something spectacular. For me, I pray. I sometimes do my stir fry and then something like I'm love for dance and all these things, yeah. I'm a boss at one note. I do different things, but yes, I definitely prepared for this series. So I hope it encourages you and it's impactful to your life. You can go ahead and share it and tell a friend, subscribe. Thank you for those who have been consistently watching. Spread some love today and let's get straight into it. All right, 7 ways to walk in purpose. What is purpose? Purpose is an intended or desired result. It is the reason why you and I are living. Why are you living? Why am I living? That's something that we all think about and we want to find out. All right. Without knowing why you're here, it's just like you're drifting on a wind, on a gust of wind without having no form of direction. You know that wind can go anywhere, right? Or you're drifting on an ocean without no direction. That's pretty sad, right? And sometimes that breeds a lot of confusion. Anyhow, identify one way. Step 1, identify what you're called to do. Ask yourself, what are you passionate about? Your job may or may not be a part of your purpose, right? As mentioned the last time, if you haven't seen the video, I'm going to leave the first video, part 1, that is, I'm going to drop it in the description. So you're welcome to watch it as well. All right. So you sometimes do jobs or you find yourself in positions where you're doing something that you're not really passionate about, but as mentioned, you have to give everything that you're doing your best because you never know who or what this can connect you to, right? Because sometimes you give your best at something that you're not passionate about and it networks you to what you're supposed to be doing. And it also teaches you something that can be useful on your next chapter of your journey. So don't discount any experience, whether it is good or whether it is bad, right? We all have lessons that we ought to learn from, right? So that's step 1 or way 1. Step 2, once you have found your purpose and you figure out what it is you are meant to do, build on it, right? So once you have discovered what you're passionate about, work on building on it. For example, if you find that you are great at public speaking and doing motivational talks, right, you can read books on it to build on that knowledge. Also, test yourself. Go to a small school and speak to some children's. Speak to some children and watch how they react to you. What are their feedback? What are the feedbacks from these children, the teachers, the auxiliary workers? Test yourself. That's how you're going to grow. Grow, my friends, does not come from comfort zone. Right? I had to learn money management by not having money. By not having money and by getting little or nothing sometimes for pay, checks back in the past, right? Back in the past, that was the case. And getting little or nothing and making ends meet with not having much. So I had to stretch myself and actually started making budgets and all these things. When I just started in the working world, I made no budget. I spend as I choose. I go where I want to go and spend on what I want to spend. But with experience teaches wisdom, hopefully, because not every experience people get wisdom from. But my viewers and subscribers and my visiting friends, remember to hit the subscribe button, get some wisdom today and garner some knowledge from your experience. Don't let it go to waste, my family. All right, so since we're at step 2, where once you found out what you're supposed to do, build on it, read motivational books that are linked to what it is that you're passionate about and what you have discovered about yourself. Also surround yourself with persons who are already doing what you're passionate about and are at a certain level, and they're willing to be some kind of mentor still, right? So that's a way of building it. As well as the internet is vast. The internet contains so many things. So you don't even have to pay for any course. If that is your way, you want to pay for a course, you can go ahead to do that as well. All right, so since I'm on step 2, I wanted to share with you Matthew 25, verses 14 to 30, right? About the parable of the talents. For those who used to go Sunday school or just go church now and then or whatever, bear in mind, this is not a religious program, right? I believe in God and I serve God and I love people, but this is not a religious program, right? So you don't have to feel worried. For those who don't share the same belief, there's lots of love for you as well, right? So Matthew 25, verse 14 to 30. All right, if you have your Bibles, whatever version that is, you can follow with me, right? Matthew 25, verse 14. 14 to 30. All right, so it reads, "For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability. And immediately he went on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5 talents. And likewise, he who had received 2 gained 2 more also. But he who had received 1 went and dug in the ground and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them." All right, so we're at 19, 14 to 30. Okay. So he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, "Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Besides them, his Lord said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord." He also, who had received 2 talents, came and said, "Lord, you delivered to me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more talents besides them." His Lord said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord." Then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, "Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And I was afraid and went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours." But his Lord answered and said to him, "You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers. At my coming, I would have received back my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Final verse, and that's the end. And for those who go to church, we normally say, "Thanks be to God." So that was a very interesting story. What I like about the Bible, there's so much wisdom in different that we can apply to different aspects of our lives if we only take the time to ask for understanding. and the will to get what these scriptures are saying, because it could definitely better our lives. So for these parable of talents, we see the person with the 5 will gain 5, the person with the 2 gained 2 more, and the person with 1 did nothing with it. Think about it, guys. How many of us would classify ourselves as not how many of us would classify ourselves as not having a lot of talents? You can talk to me in the comment section. And how many of us are not doing anything with the talent that we have, not recognizing that if you have 1, you can multiply to 20, right? Nothing is impossible. Whatever the mind achieve, as the saying goes, it can be. Whatever the mind conceive, it can be achieved. So if you believe that you can multiply 5 talents or purposes that is within you and make it into 20 and 25 and 30, it is very much possible. Consistency, dedication, faith. Faith without works is dead. So you're gonna have to put in some work. So the persons who doubled on them talent, because they were faithful with whatever little they were given, they ended up getting more. So to whom much is given, much is required. For those who have great talents and vast talents and think so that is the end all, think again. Build on it. Do something that will impact others besides yourself, right? Each one, teach one, each one, reach one. You always hear me say that. So moving right along. So part 3, or way 3. After building your talent now, so now that we've built the talent, garnered some knowledge, create or find an avenue to share your talent with others, if led to, because you have some of us are not led to share certain things certain ways, right? Because you have various ways in which we can share our talents. But however way you are feeling that you're led, do so. Because you never know how your talent, for example, you have talent of writing poems, somebody can have a really depressing day and probably I'll feel that they won't commit suicide. But because you left a notation on your desk and they saw it, they're motivated. You'll be surprised of the little things that we do that can change people's lives. You know, so don't sit down on your talent. Siobhan said that. Don't do that. Part 4, while walking in your purpose, recognize you will have down days, disappointments, and moments you will feel like you want to give up. What will you do? Then recharge, rest, reflect, and be thankful. Brush off and keep going forward. So on the days when you feel down, we're not going to do what my viewers and subscribers and my family, my Last Star Nation, what are you not going to do? Give up. Right? There's no way you're going to see your breakthrough or your light at the end of the tunnel if you give up. Because where you're at now, where some of us are right now, we're in complete darkness. And if we give up, we're just going to be in the darkness. Don't you want the marvelous light? All right, so keep going. Rest. Reflect. All right, think about where you're coming from and where the good Lord brought you from and where you are now. Think about where you were and where your family members pulled you out from, your friends, the genuine ones, that is, pulled you from. And if you did not have that support, where would you have been? That alone should give you motivation to say, Jano, I overcome that then, I can definitely overcome this now, right? And you have some persons who are in worse conditions and situations than you are in, and they're overcoming. So put your blinders on and keep pressing, my people. Last Star Nation, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. We got this. We got this. Anyhow, step 5. While walking in your purpose, you will have some wins and losses. All right, so we're all gonna win sometime and we're gonna lose sometime, but fail forward, don't fail backward. No backward or stagnation around yourself. Move forward. Even when you fail, you learn from it. All right, so I'm gonna do this better. All right, 2 and 2 make 4, yes, so I'm gonna do this little different, but let me try this again, but in a one different way. And then that is how you're gonna move forward, because the knowledge you have now, you never had it then. So if you're smart, you use that knowledge to propel yourself forward, right? 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 I can hear you. All right. All right. Got you. I still have no attention. All right. So take time to celebrate the wins, even if they are small. Evaluate the losses so it do not repeat itself. Albert Einstein once said, if you keep doing something over and over and expect the same results and expect different results, then you are insane. Anybody mad here? Somebody raise your hand if you're mad or insane. Anybody want to be Wild 21 insane? I'm sure that's a no-no, right? I am not trying to be insane. So I'm definitely not going to be doing things over and over and expect different results. But if we have, I am guilty of that. We're not perfect. Let's make a decision to not do it anymore. Step 6, what to do if life or God is taking you to a different road while walking in purpose. Understand that there are several roads to getting to a goal or goals. All is not lost if that happens. Keep going. So if you are redirected to someplace else, right? Keep going. Because God has a plan for every man. So even if you don't understand the reason, or which a lot of things we have to have a round table talk with God sometime, because enough things I don't understand. All right. But even when we don't understand, keep going, because God has a plan. Remember that scripture that I shared with you the last time? He has known you before you were formed in your mother's womb, and he had given you an expected end. We all are going to have an expected end, but we play our part as well. So you can't just sit down and fold your hands and expect to have a great end. I want to be great, don't you? All right, so final point now, step 7, delay does not mean denial. So if you are going to a particular purpose, for example, you want to be a business owner of many chains, and you realize that what you're passionate about, say you're passionate about interior decorating, and you find that you ended up in baking, and you're like, oh, I'm not really passionate about baking. I really want to design homes and places and businesses and whatever, right? If you find that you're being taken into a different direction, learn the baking skill and see if you can incorporate it into interior decorating. You never know. I never would know. While doing the interior decorating, you may meet somebody that is supposed to help you into your destiny of interior decorating. Life is very funny. Cherish the moments we have. Don't forget to smile. So that's it for today. Our 7-point Smile Lovely, Smile a Star Nation. It's your girl, Siobhan, and I'm outside. Take care. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great week.